December, the busiest month of the season, and the one that really tells you who you are. The question is, was this the month we prove we belong, or the one that shows how far we still have to go? Welcome back to the House of Monkeys. December is upon us, and we've got some important matches and some important teams to play. And obviously January follows with some strong teams as well. So I'll show you the goal montages in a minute and the goal highlights. Just want to show you some of the team. As you know, we're a striker down, backup strikers out, injured for 6 to 7 weeks, so I might call on Duberry in the striking positions and Mason Burstow. I need to get him scoring because obviously he hasn't scored a league goal yet, so we need to change that fortune around for him, get him scoring because we're a man down. And I don't want to use the youths, I want to use the players that I've got to keep them happy. That is my decision. Tough one, and we're still sitting ninth. So without further ado, we kick off against Bournemouth, newly promoted as they had been relegated and then came back through the championship. And they've bought some incredible players. They've spent a lot of money, a lot more than I have, so they must have some good financial backing, which is a shame. Like, it's hard on a shoestring budget, but I think we've done a really good job. I'm really impressed with some of the players that have come in this season, like Engels, and here's Burstow getting his first league goal. I don't think they'll come as easy as that for him. I couldn't believe my fortune and look there with what was the keeper doing, but I'll take that. That's going to give him a massive confidence boost. Like I say, I've been really impressed with some of the players that we brought in, especially Engels. Drexler, he's been very good at the back for us, even though we conceded a goal there as I'm saying that. And Q's been really good at left back for us, so I feel we've strengthened the team fairly well, and I'm still going to be strengthening in terms of striking options because I think we're just a bit too short. Plus we got James Wilson in the fringes as well when he's on loan at Hearts, and Chiadora with an absolute belter. What a goal that was for him. He's not been too happy, so at the moment he's not playing as much as he'd like because he was one of the starters last season, so he's been complaining a bit. I did tell him he's quite free to go, and he's taken me on my word and he wants to go now, so I'm going to have to find him a club. And Martinez has been super impressive so far this season for us. I think he's borderline one of the top goal scorers as one of the wide forwards. So that was a nice 3-1 against Bournemouth. Next up is Birmingham, who are in the Championship, and we have them in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. And this was an absolute belter for us of a game. We absolutely dominated. It's so good to see how much you've transitioned from when we were in the Championship ourselves and having the struggles with Birmingham previously to an absolute 5-0 thumping with a team that I don't consider the strongest 11 either. I switched around and put some of the what I consider backup players into the starting 11, and they show me just how good they are. And then, like I say, it's a good reflection on just how well the team's changed since that period as well, because obviously we didn't let them have any shots. I think they had 2 shots, 1 on target. That's how much they had in the game compared to our 20 odd shots with a lot on target. So like I say, huge movement from when we were in the Championship to where we are now, which is brilliant. It makes me confident in my decisions, and seeing how far we've progressed is really nice. I like things like that. Good reflection. And the team played fairly well and given a lot of players a good run around here, and Philogene is another wide forward that's stepping up, and Burstow is 3 goals in 3 matches in the cup, so he's scoring in the cup, and he scored his first league goal in the previous game, so he can score. So we just need to give him what he needs. But then again, I'm saying that, but my wide forwards, I'm playing with a top 3 really in a sense. And Koza Duberry, another penalty score for him. So yeah, I'm playing with like a 4-3-3 with the 3 up front as a wide forwards on the left and right, and then a centre forward in the centre. So I'm technically playing with 3 strikers, so the fact that my wide forwards are getting goals and it's not my centre forward that's grabbing the goals, it's a little frustrating in that sense that he's not scoring, but at least my wide forwards are stepping up. So it's something that he needs to contribute a bit more, or I need to have a look and tweak, and how do I get the centre forwards scoring just as much as the wide forwards. But saying that, I am glad that we're scoring more than one goal at the moment. The floodgates have opened in a sense, and Santos finishing off our 5-0 victory against Birmingham. That puts us into the semi-finals. So can we make a finals back-to-back? That'd be great if we can, and make up for the loss that we had against Man City in the finals last season. And next up was Tottenham. Tottenham are high-flying in the league. Very decent team, very good players. It's such a difficult game when you come against some of these top teams. So grabbing anything we can against them, because I don't think we're in their league at the moment. Definitely don't think we're in amongst those people, those teams. I think we need to spend a bit more money, get some more decent players in before we're challenging anywhere like top 4. But that's fine. That's a nice ambition to have, I believe. Archie Gray with a brilliant goal for Tottenham there. And we didn't lose too much. Like, we haven't been decimated like we had in the previous season, where we might have lost a couple of games like high scoring. I think Arsenal was 6-3. We haven't had that so far this season. So it just shows again how far this team have come, which is brilliant. We can only build on that. And Philogene again with another cut inside, brilliant goal. I love how he does that. He does that frequently for us, and I'm always a fan of cutting inside on the right foot, curling one in. Always a fan to see that. So it was nice, and we held on till the last 10 minutes of the game, and Tottenham just again showing their quality and winning the game. I don't know where that pass was going, but yeah, it's one of those frustrating ones to lose in the last couple of minutes, because a draw would have been a nice result for us. But like I say, we're just not in competition with Tottenham at the moment. We've got lots to build on before we get into something like that. And I think it was a lot of saves, and then it was a deflection, so it was quite a lucky goal. And just unfortunate for our side. And I think they were checking to see if anyone was offside, and the goal was awarded. So a 2-1 loss against Spurs, and then we played West Ham. West Ham are around the same positions as us in the table currently, so I feel this is quite an important game, a must-win game, to get the points against a rival or competitive team amongst us. So the fact that Martinez absolutely drilled that home to put us 1-0 was brilliant. Like I say, he's becoming a good goal scorer for us on the right. It's going to be quite hard to keep hold of him. That's the thing I'm finding as well now, is a lot of players are wanted. I don't know if minimum fee release clause are causing us a bit of concern, where players could be going for a lot less than what we'd like. And then I might have to have a look at some contract renewals as well, because I want to keep the decent players. So that was a nice 2-0 win over West Ham. Puts us further up the table and gives us a bit of a cushion against them. And then next up was Leeds, who are fighting relegation at the moment, so they're not doing too well. So I was hoping that we might be able to do what we've done with Fulham and Bournemouth, who are also towards the bottom of the table, and win. But Philogene with his trademark coming in. I thought it come back off the post, but he actually went in. So I'm pretty pleased with that goal for him, and he keeps doing that. Keep doing it, Philogene. Absolute superb. And it was a 1-0 win against Leeds. Gives us that win that we need, and then we will play Manchester City. And I always dread Manchester City anyway, but when I see Haaland on the pitch, I just know we're going to lose. It's one of those players that as soon as you see who's on the team sheet and he's on it, you just think, yeah, he's going to grab a goal. His goal will make the difference. And that's what happened in this match. So I always fear when Haaland plays that we're just instantly going to either lose or draw, or yeah, the win is way out of sight. And again, Manchester City are a different league to ourselves. But we held off for 55 minutes. And fair play to the team. it just again it like shows how far we've come and how much we need to more to improve. So that's a nice challenge to have, and one that I'm gonna do admirably as well. I think we could definitely improve this team, find those players that the scouts keep finding us, and bring them into our team. So yeah, we went 1-0 down, but we instantly replied, and I thought maybe, just maybe, we might sneak a draw. And again, Burstow hasn't scored much in December, just that one league goal, but it's our wide forwards that are bringing the talent. And there's Haaland. You just knew when he was inside in front of man, he was going to score from that cross. And it's his goal that made the difference. We did claw one back, but it wasn't to be in this game for us, unfortunately. So like I say, we grabbed surprise wins against some of the top teams. I say that though, but like with Arsenal in a couple of episodes ago, but that was early on in the season. Once they've established themselves and become gelled themselves, then they're a difficult team to break down as well. But again, it's this team is scoring a bit more than we are last season, and we're not conceding as much either. So again, I'm really impressed with how tight the defence are. I think the strengthening of midfield with Engels is helping. And I've given Saidi Peck a contract extension. So during these December games, I felt I needed to keep him because he's quite instrumental to how we play, and he's a very good midfielder with some very good stats. So he was happy to have a contract extension. Only 10 grand more, and Rigo with the goal back. So yeah, only 10 grand more on Peck's contract, which isn't too bad. And his minimum fee's gone up then from 19.5 to a lot more. And then whilst we enter January, Frankfurt have put an offer in for Charlie Hughes, so he's another player that I'm like, oh, I tried to extend his contract, but because of the Saudi Arabian teams, he doesn't want to talk with us at the moment. So it's a bit of a keep an eye on, because I don't want to lose Charlie Hughes because he's one of the star players. That's why I put him star player. So hopefully we can keep him throughout January. Happened last January as well, and that's why I extended his contract to 40 grand. So 3-1 win against Bournemouth, 0-0 against high-flying Newcastle, who are at top of the league, 5-0 against Birmingham, 2-1 loss against Spurs, 2-0 win against West Ham, the 1-0 win against Leeds, and the 2-1 loss against Man City. And we've been drawn against Nottingham Forest then in the Carabao Cup semi-final leg. So can we make it to a second final? We shall soon see, because I believe Newcastle and Man City are the other two teams that are playing each other in the semi-finals as well. So one of those teams, or yeah, it depends if we beat Nottingham Forest, I suppose. One of those teams will be the ones we face if we can win. And then we've got Arsenal. Chelsea are on good form as well. They were towards the bottom of the table and they keep winning, so they've recently been climbing up. We got Wolves and Norwich then as well. So January looking quite stacked, and we got Birmingham again in the third round of the FA Cup. Sorry. So hopefully we can get a cup run going there, because we were knocked out the third round against Burnley last season. So we're currently sitting 9th, 7 wins, 7 draws, 5 losses. The goal difference I'm really pleased with this time around, because 26 goals, 18 against. We're scoring, and our conceding though is like only Newcastle, who are at the top, are equivalent to us, and Spurs, they've only scored 28 goals, so they've scored 2 more goals again, more than us, and they're further up the table. So I believe we can start challenging for some of those European spots this season. Why not? And we've been moved up on the prediction. We were around 9 teams, so we've swapped round with Wolves. So it's good to see the media have corrected themselves. And I was just going to have a look at how many goals people have. It's nice to see us look fewer shots against, so that's credit to the defence. Let's have a look. Do you know, it's more difficult to get where you need to get to on this, because obviously we've been used to UI that that we've had around for quite a number of years now. So I've not really delved into much detail on this one because I'm a basic person. I just want to play the game. But let's have a look. Yep, there we are. Martinez is one of the top leading goal scorers in the top 20. Lovely to see. Who's next? Philogene. He's grabbing a lot of goals. So both my wide forwards, and there's Hegabo, who's 59. So he's our main striker is the one who's further up. Duberry is there, Engels and Rigo. So as you can see, Burstow isn't even in that table at all. So yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that, I think. How do we get him scoring? One goal in 19 games just isn't good enough. Not good enough at all. I'm gonna have to think hard on this one because I don't want to recall James Wilson. Be good. And then a bid came in for Fabio because, like I say, he handed in a transfer request. So Hoffenheim, Hertha Berlin have come in for him, and Freiburg. So some of the German teams looking for him. And then hopefully, if he goes, maybe Benjamin or Josh can come in as a backup then, because they're decent young talents as well. And Martinez, look, loads of players are wanted, so I'm going to have to try and keep hold of them, have a look at maybe some contract renewals, give them some more money. And Martinez leading the goal scoring with 7 goals, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Cannot fault this team at all. And our loan players are doing quite well as well. James Wilson, like I say, I don't want to recall him because he's having such a good season with Hearts at the moment, and he's getting European experience, which if we can qualify for European places, we might need him next season. Already equaling one of his top scoring seasons as before, and Hearts sitting nicely in 4th in the Premiership, Scottish Premiership. So I've got no money to bring in anyway. No one. We might have to have a look at the loan market perhaps for a striker. Maybe get Burstow, getting him scoring. That's going to be a conundrum, but January comes, so hopefully we can bring someone in. But thank you for watching. See you next time. Stay cheeky.